I worked 40 years in the industry.
I worked for 30 years at Jim Walter Resources, number 7 mine.
I have 40 years in the mining industry.
I worked at York Canyon. I worked for 35 years.
I worked 40 years in 6 different mines.
I started working in a coal mine on July the 21st, 1948.
These are the most hardworking, patriotic, God-fearing people in the United States of America.
These are community leaders, these are faith leaders, these are grandparents, these are mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles. These are just truly the salt of the earth. I don't know really any other way to say it than to say these people are you and me.
It's very cold, it's very dark. Sometimes in the wintertime, most of the time, when you go in it's dark, and when you come out it's dark. So you don't see daylight till Sunday, usually, because you have to work 6 days a week.
It was tough up there. It was cold, wet, muddy. It had some bad conditions, but I had a family to take care of, so I had to go.
It's a tough job. It's physically tough, it's mentally tough, it's stressful.
Coal mining's probably the hardest job a person could have throughout a career. It takes a great toll on you physically. Most miners who have spent any time at all mining coal, they have pneumoconiosis or black lung.
It's like you're slowly suffocating when you have black lung. It's like your air is just shut off, and you can't change that.
And it was a conscious decision to take the hazards of the job and trade it for what you could provide for your family.
I depend on this pension to keep this roof over my head and to pay the insurance and the taxes and put some food on the table. And I depend on it.
These pensions are less than $600 a month, and these people need that $600 a month. If they lose that pension, now they're faced with trying to figure out how they pay for deductibles and co-pays for health care, how they stay in the home that they've been in forever.
It's all I've got in life other than Social Security, and that's not much.
One reason why I always stayed in the mines and worked in the mines was so I'd end up with a pension.
I worked 35 years for that pension. That's my life. I'm not old enough for Social Security.
I worked for my pension. I didn't ask for something. I gave to get something.
So all these benefits cost us because we had to leave money on the negotiating table and the bargaining table. For every benefit we had, it cost us.
As miners, we were taking care of our family. And now we're at a point where we're at the mercy of a government that has forgotten who we are.
These funds were fully funded or close to it at the time we bargained the 2007 contract. By 2009, that wasn't true. $2 billion disappeared, and that went to the Wall Street investors who made these bad decisions. They put these pension plans in this predicament. The workers didn't do this. The union didn't do this. The coal industry didn't do this. Those Wall Street bankers and investors did this.
The second piece of the puzzle in this situation is bankruptcies. Bankruptcy allowed them to end the contract, allowed them to get out of the plan, and allowed them to stop making contributions based on the hours that their employees worked.
That's another special treatment workers get. When coal companies start to go bankrupt, what happens? Workers take it on the chin again. They lose their health care. They lose their wages. They lose their benefits. And the other thing they lose is the employers who contribute to their pension plans.
I had promised benefits that I had to get 30 years in and a pension. So I hung on and I stayed and I did my very best. And that's exactly what I expect Congress to do.
We've got to make sure that we take care of the people who have paid for it. They didn't ask for anything. When it was taken out of their paychecks as far as their benefit package, it was money they didn't take home.
This is something that has been earned, promised, and counted on. And when you start thinking about whether you're going to retire and how you're going to retire and how you're going to meet the obligations, you're factoring in your pension.
But what about them and their lives? What caused the uncertainty that swirls as a result that they don't know what's going to happen to them? So we've got to get this thing done.
Don't make them beg for what they earned. This is not an entitlement. This is not charity. This is what they worked for.
I am so proud of the UMWA membership that started in 2012, standing up, rallying, marching, lobbying, writing letters, making phone calls. You could not have a better group of people that belong to a union than what we have.
We don't give up. We're tenacious. We're going to keep after it.
We are never going to stop, ever, no matter what happens here. So that's the thing everybody should understand, whether it's our members or it's Congress or somebody at the White House. We are never stopping. We're not going to stop until we win.
It's almost criminal in that building back there if we don't do what we need to do to protect pensions.
We believe that when you make a promise, you don't forsake the minors, the widows, or their families. A promise made is a promise kept.
We dig our heels in. It's going to be a tough fight, but I think we can win this thing.
Continue the phone calls, continue the letters, continue the emails, continue to go on the marches, continue to go to the rallies.
Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight?
If anybody can win, it's the United Mine Workers. They don't give up.